We'll start with a minute of silence. Thank you. Welcome to our healing circle, and today is National Cancer Survivor Day. I would like to call it Cancer Conquerors Day. So they are not merely survivors, but they are the winners and conquerors and thrivers, or you name it. Very glad and honored to have you, Sir C.P. Singh ji, with us. It's an honor for all of us to hear you today. We will start with guidelines for the healing circle, where we maintain the privacy of what we discuss in the circle. With everybody's permission, we are recording the circle, and we will not try to impose anything on each other. We'll respect everybody's intentions, what is being shared in the circle. And we before we begin today's talk, which is about C.P. Singh's journey, I would like to give you an introduction. Though what he has done his entire life, I don't know if I'll be able to do justice to his introduction, but I would try to give my best. So we'll play a video. I'll start the video which talks about his life journey and how beautifully, how wonderfully, not only just he has conquered cancer twice, but also served the nation. And now after his retirement, he is helping millions of other young people and retired people how they can make the best out of it. So please allow me to introduce his life journey with all of you.
मेजर जनरल सीपी सिंह। मेजर जनरल सीपी सिंह को दिसंबर 1979 में इंडियन आर्मी में कमीशन किया गया था। वे एक क्वालिफाइड हेलीकॉप्टर पायलट हैं जिनके पास हेलीकॉप्टर उड़ाने का 1000 से अधिक घंटों का अनुभव है। अपनी सर्विस के दौरान उन्होंने सम्मानित कमांड और स्टाफ पोजीशन पर काम किया है। उन्होंने जम्मू और कश्मीर और श्रीलंका सहित विभिन्न ऑपरेशनल एरियाज में सर्व किया है। स्ट्रैटेजिक इंटरनेशनल अफेयर और मिलिट्री हिस्ट्री में उनका गहरा इंटरेस्ट रहा है। अपने आर्मी के करियर के दौरान उन्होंने एमए, एमएससी, एमबीए, एलएलबी और डबल एमफिल, एक डिफेंस मैनेजमेंट में और दूसरी स्ट्रैटेजिक अफेयर्स की क्वालिफिकेशन पूरी की है। जनरल सीपी सिंह को श्रीलंका में हुए ऑपरेशन पवन में वीरता के लिए राष्ट्रपति की ओर से मेंशन इन डिस्पैचेस से सम्मानित किया गया है। उन्हें विभिन्न पोजीशंस पर की गई बेहतरीन सर्विसेज के लिए 4 सेना कमांडर द्वारा कमीशन कार्ड से भी सम्मानित किया गया है। उन्होंने केरल और लक्षद्वीप के एडिशनल डायरेक्टर जनरल एनसीसी के रूप में भी सर्व किया है और इस दौरान उन्होंने 60,000 से अधिक एनसीसी कैडेट्स की ट्रेनिंग और लॉजिस्टिक्स की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हैंडल की है। भारतीय सेना में 36 साल की प्रभावी सर्विस देने के बाद वे दिसंबर 2015 में एक्टिव सर्विस से रिटायर हुए। इंडियन आर्मी से अपने रिटायरमेंट के तुरंत बाद वो एमिटी यूनिवर्सिटी राजस्थान में डीन स्टूडेंट वेलफेयर और कैंपस में शामिल हो गए। मैनेजमेंट, एम्प्लॉइज और स्टूडेंट्स में सभी ने उनकी वेलफेयर ओरिएंटेड पॉलिसीज और स्टूडेंट्स के साथ फुल इन्वॉल्वमेंट के लिए उनको सम्मान दिया। उन्होंने 30 महीनों के लिए एमिटी विश्वविद्यालय राजस्थान में सर्व किया। जीवन में कभी रिटायर न होने के हौसले के साथ जनरल ऑफिसर ने 2018 में रिजोल्यूट लॉजिस्टिक प्राइवेट लिमिटेड की स्थापना की, जो कोल लोडिंग और ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का काम करने वाली एक कंपनी है। वर्तमान में सीपी सिंह जी इसी कंपनी में सीनियर डायरेक्टर हैं। 3 बार कैंसर का सामना कर चुके और युवा उत्साह से भरे सीपी सिंह एक फिटनेस एंथुसियास्ट हैं। वो रोज 6 किलोमीटर पैदल चलने और 12 किलोमीटर साइकिलिंग के साथ गोल्फ और अन्य स्पोर्ट्स में भी खेलते हैं। उन्होंने भारत और विदेश में कई यात्राएं की हैं। वो किताबों के पढ़ने के शौकीन हैं और बेहतरीन लेखक हैं। उनके कई इंटरेस्टिंग आर्टिकल्स आर्मी और नामी सिविल जर्नल्स में पब्लिश हो चुके हैं। एट प्रेजेंट अपने खाली समय में सीपी सिंह जी अपनी विशाल नॉलेज और एक्सपीरियंस को डिफेंस पर्सनल और एक सर्विसमैन के साथ एक सफल पोस्ट रिटायरमेंट करियर को बनाने के लिए शेयर कर रहे हैं। इसके साथ ही वो युवा स्टूडेंट्स को एक विजन के साथ अपने करियर को चुनने और पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट के माध्यम से एक सफल लीडर बनने के लिए मेंटरशिप भी प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं। मेजर जनरल सीपी सिंह।
So That's the guest we have with us. A very, very inspiring journey. When I got to know about your journey, I was like, this is amazing. And I'm sure with your journey, many other cancer patients, many other people, not just cancer patients, will get inspiration. So thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation and sharing your journey with all of us today. Um, and this day could not have been better than that. This is National Cancer Conquerors Day, and what a wonderful honor to have you with us. So we'll start the session the way we will lead today's session. Will be You and me will have a conversation about your journey, and also I would request other members to write down any questions they have in the chat. And at the end of the session, last half an hour, 45 minutes, we will keep for question answers. So anybody who wants to share anything, because it's a healing circle, so everybody is most welcome to share their views, to share their life journey, their experiences. And if you have any questions, you can ask it. So thank you so much, everybody, once again in today's healing circle, and all the survivors, all the conquerors, caregivers, and cancer patients who are going through the journey currently. Today is the day for you. Thank you so much. So sir, yes. So let's begin the conversation. I have seen your videos and your website, but very much interested in hearing it directly from you and everybody else as well. So please share about your journey, especially when you were in the army and later when you were diagnosed with cancer. And for everybody, it's a shock, it's a trauma of initial diagnosis. So how did you manage the initial phase of the cancer diagnosis?
Thank you, Dimple Parmar and the team, Zenko and the Love Heals Cancer. It's truly, the caption itself says Love Heals Cancer. That means it is beyond the medicines that the family love and the affection. The psycho-oncology, as I call it, is very, very essential part of any uh, battle and winning the battle against the cancer. One of the articles which I wrote immediately after I finished with my first treatment, the heading was "Where Survivor is the Winner." So in this battle, you don't have to conquer. Even merely if you survive, you are the winner against the disease. So that's the Conqueror's Day today. I'm glad and I'm thankful to all of you to have spared your time and come here to listen to me. And thanks to the team and Dimple that they gave me this platform to talk to all of you. I'll take you back in date and time, somewhere to 2008, where it all started. I was commanding a artillery brigade in Delhi as a brigadier. And commanding a artillery brigade, there's only one artillery brigade in Delhi, and it's part of the strike corps. And it's a very prestigious appointment, and people who are doing well in career are selected for it. Uh, so everything one aspires in life was with me. A very loving family, very brilliant children, career going well, appointment, busy life, recognition, what you call it, what one aspires for in life, everything was there. And I had almost 6 months in command, and I had celebrated my 50th birthday in December 2007. So everything was going honky dory. But life was like Onida TV ad, I would say that time. Uh, Neighbors envy and owner's pride, isn't it? There used to be Onida TV ad used to come. Uh,
Yeah.
Owner's pride and neighbor's envy. So life was something like that. People would, look at me and say, probably, wow, what a life, everything this man has got. And I used to myself feel very proud about the thing, coming from a very humble background from a village, that I covered so much of journey and I've come to this stage. बट व्हेन एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग ऑल राइट, ऊपर वाला जो है ना जीवन में एक थोड़ा सा तड़का लगा देता है. He puts in a little challenges in life and says, yes, there you are, now let me try you out. So somewhere in May 2008, we have our annual medical. So I was going for my medical, and I had a doctor friend in RR Hospital, Delhi Army Hospital. So whenever I used to go to the hospital, my hospital visits were just once a year, only for the annual medical. So I used to go and have a cup of tea with him. So when I went him, I told him, यार just देखो जरा इधर ना collar bone पे थोड़ा सा swelling हो रहा है. And I used to think maybe I'm putting on weight, and this is my collarbone is disappearing. So he had a look, though he was an anesthetist. So he said, "Sir, I'm not expert in this field." Oh, I said, "कोई बात नहीं, doctor तो है." So he saw that, and he said, "Okay, we'll do some tests." So as it is, I was undergoing some annual medical test. We did all the blood test, ye wo, and nothing came out of it. So again, I went to him and I said, "यार Chatterjee, तू ऐसे time waste कर दिया. Everything is all right." So he said, "Sir, we'll do a small test, FNAC. It's called, fine needle aspiration test. Dr. Mahawal will know, where they put in a needle in the affected part and see what is the problem." So I thought maybe some infection or something. So they did the test, and then he gave me a call one day and he said, "Sir, come and have a cup of tea." I said, "Doctor calling you for a cup of tea means, I don't know." I said, "Okay, when I come next time, I'll come." So after 2, 3 days, I went to him, and he said, "Sir," he had a long face, generally very jovial person. And he said, "Sir, there is problem." I said, "What problem?" He said, "Tests are not good." I said, "कोई बात नहीं, दोबारा करा लेते हैं." I'm very as a positive person. I said, "There may be some corruption in the this thing. दोबारा करा लेते हैं." He said, "No, no, you come with me." So he took me to the oncology department. When I read their oncology department, I was a village boy. I didn't know what oncology meant. I had never been to any oncology department. I said, "What is oncology? यार कहाँ ले जा रहा है?" So he took me to the HOD. He was Brigadier Dhar, that time Colonel, and he said, "Sir, he is my course mate, and he will brief you further." And he just vanished. So Brigadier Dhar was a very calm, composed, and very serious type of a person. And he said, "Sir, please sit down, have a glass of water, and just take it, with whatever I am going to tell you, and not to worry. I will. Everything is curable, and we'll do it together. And only thing is, you'll have to give me a little time." And so he was talking very heavy things, heavy words. I said, uh, "Hey, Kaldhar, first please tell me what is wrong with me." So I could sense from his talk that some very deadly disease or something. Cancer, as you know, it's the emperor of all maladies. It's a disease. It's a name that itself creates trouble. The
Yeah.
disease comes later. The psychological impact comes first. It is something like a snake bite, I would say. Even if the snake is not poisonous, the very fact that a snake has bitten you, a lot of people die because of heart attack. So similarly, this cancer. So I asked him. I said, "Just tell me, have I got cancer?" When he was talking so heavily. He said, "No, sir, cancer is a very maligned word and we don't use that word. But yes, there is some myeloma or something like that." So that word also I didn't know because I had never heard about it.
Right.
So I listened to him. He was very serious about the whole thing, and he said, "You leave, forget about your career, you forget about your engagements, and just come to me. Give me 6 months, and I will cure you. Not to worry." Uh, so I, listened to him very carefully, and then I said, "Yeah, there's something serious." So I told him in a filmy अंदाज में मैंने बोला, "डॉक्टर, मेरे पास कितना टाइम है, सीधे बताओ." Now, being a soldier, I'm being very frank with all of you. I asked him, "बताओ डॉक्टर, मेरे पास कितना टाइम है?" He said, "नहीं सर, आप ऐसे क्यों बोल रहे हो? It is curable and we'll cure everything. And yes, it's a lymphoma. You've got lymph node uh, infection of a something cancerous type, or but don't you can't really call it cancer. It's don't worry about it." But I could make out that yes, life is not going to be the same again. So he offered me a cup of tea and he said, "Sir, you digest this news and come tomorrow with your wife, and I'll brief both of you how to go about it, and then we'll start the treatment. We'll have to carry out some tests and all that." I said, "Okay." It appeared so simplistic, from the talk that he was giving. It is something, I came out of the room and the whole world had changed for me.
True.
It was all ringing in my ear what he had said, that, so I could make out, yes, I've got cancer and I've got cancer. And as I was walking down, the driver brought the vehicle. I sat down in the vehicle, and my house was from there about 15 minutes drive in Delhi,
Mm-hmm.
the Kent area. No, that 15 minutes was like, my head was being bombarded with the noise becoming louder and louder that I have got cancer, I have got cancer, I have got cancer. There were some calls from the office, people trying to get my attention for something. I just heard them. I didn't listen to them, what they were saying. I said, okay, okay, karo, karo, jo karna hai. Probably my mind was somewhere else. I reached home. It was lunchtime. The children giving their stories of the school. This happened, that happened. My wife telling me, "Oh, servant ka ye ho gaya, falana ho gaya, shopping." There's so many issues, but I was probably not listening. I was in a different world.
Yeah.
And we went through the lunch. Ladies have a very sixth sense of finding out what is going on in the husband's mind. So she asked me, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm here." She said, "No, you are here, but your mind is not here. What are you thinking about?" I said, "No, no, it's okay." So we finished with the lunch, and I retired to the bedroom for an afternoon. This thing. Then she got hold of me and she said, "Now tell me what's it? What has the doctor said?" And
Right.
so I told her the whole story, what Dhara told me, and she listened very patiently. And I would say, lady of lot of steel and grit. She didn't show any passion or any rona dhona or any expressions on the face ki hi mar gaye lut gaye kya ho gaya aise kaise ho gaya. And no, she said, if the doctor says it will be cured, it will be cured. Why are you worrying then?
That's
I said,
great.
no, it's so not so simple.
Yeah, it is
Uh,
not. And that reminds me one thing which I want to share. So I have been talking to many cancer conquerors from last few days, and they all shared one common thing, which was that when I asked the question that if you have to summarize what helped you in your journey, and they all says that the most important is family love and support. The second one is hope and courage, and third one is medical treatment, and the fourth one is lifestyle changes. So they say that it's the combination of all four that we are today living this life beautifully, and it is more beautiful than what it was before cancer came. So they all take it very positively, just like you. So great to know about.
no, no. Till that time, I was worried. Then, we both talked it out. Now we had two choices. One was we keep saying sympathy, cry. I was all the time thinking, why me, yaar? What have I done? I had a very regimented life. As it is in army, you remain very fit. Uh, I was a teetotaler. I am a known smoker, no tobacco, no bad habits, vegetarian habits, food, not even non-veg. All those what the doctors say causes cancer, even remotely, I was far away from all that. And if you go into karma from in this life, knowingly unknowingly, I had not even harmed any creature or troubled anybody. So I said, why me? In spite of leading such a pious life, in spite of doing everything right, why, what have I done to earn this wrath of nature or god or whatever? So then it troubled me till evening. Then one choice was either to sympathize and live with it and keep saying, "Hi, मर गए अभी तो क्या हो गया हमारे साथ क्यों हो गया ऐसा क्यों हो गया." Or the other was कि okay हो गया, it's life, let's fight it like a soldier. We'll take it that it's an enemy and we'll have to win over it. Fine. So we decided for the second option. We said, okay, we'll fight it together, and we'll fight it out. And hereafter, no more Rona Dona. And we called the kids. My mother was also staying with me, very old, but we didn't disclose to her because she may probably get disturbed. So we called the kids. We told them there is something, some treatment has to go on, and little trouble. So they said, okay, they didn't understand probably much. So we hugged each other and we went to sleep. I said, there it is, all the sympathy and all the cry is over, and now tomorrow a new battle starts. So next day, me and myself, we went to the doctor, Brigadier Dhar, and he again explained the whole nuances to us and told us, "Madam, how are you feeling?" She said, "I'm all right." She said, don't worry, and we'll take care of him and all that. So then towards the end of the whole thing, I asked him one question. I said, doctor, can I ask you one? He said, yes. I said, after 2 days, had planned to go on a family holiday to Sikkim. Uh, all of us, some relatives and all that. So can I go? As it is, you are saying the biopsy result will take about a week to come, and then you'll start the treatment. After, I don't know what will happen after that. So if I don't go and we cancel the trip, a lot of hue and cry will be raised, and people will come to know. So can we go on the trip, and I'll come back and take the treatment? So my doctor almost fell from his chair, and he said, "Sir, आपको मैंने बोला cancer है, and you are saying you want to go on a holiday to Sikkim. That's great." So I said, yes, cancer तो होगा, बाद में देख लेंगे उसको भी, but पहले तो trip करके आते हैं. So he said, yes, that's the spirit, please go. And once you come back, then you come to me and we'll do it. So that's how the journey started. And it has been 3 attacks thereafter. Every time we faced it, braved it. And my wife told everybody, whosoever used to come, that please, don't cry in front of him. If you want to cry, please cry at home. Don't give any sympathies. Uh, you want to come and meet, you're most welcome. And when people used to come to meet, they used to find us laughing, smiling, and children also taking it as if nothing has happened. So probably the cancer also thought it has made a wrong choice. यार कहाँ फंस गया, ये लोग तो bother ही नहीं कर रहे हैं कि cancer हो गया किसी को घर में. So that's how the whole thing started.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Dimple.
जैसे आपने और आपकी फैमिली ने इस डिजीज को लिया, नॉट रियली गेटिंग स्कैर्ड ऑफ इट, रादर फाइटिंग विद इट एंड सी कि अब हम क्या कर सकते हैं. दैट्स द attitude which we all should take. And in fact, just today morning I was talking to somebody. She had cancer when she was 14-year old. Now she's 28. So I asked her that, you were too young at that time, you were just 14. So what helped you, or today what message you want to give? So she said that cancer ki to aisi ki taisi, matlab not that
Yeah.
as we see
Yeah.
it. So it's just a disease like other disease. Doing right things at the right time and having the right proper guidance, it can be. And she had stage 4 cancer, and doctor said, many people said she will not survive, but yet it's 14 years and she's here with us. So, and there are many conquerors in this group today listening to you. We have interacted with them every week, we do that, and they know that it can be it's curable, it's treatable, considering that we do the right things with the right attitude. With this, I want to ask you one question, that what really helped you in your journey, in your recovery? It was medical plus non-medical, or it was what are the things which helped you that today you are with us sharing your inspiring journey?
Yeah, let me share, a few things which really helped me. Firstly is your attitude. वो कहते हैं ना, मन के हारे हार है, मन के जीते जीत. It's winning and losing is all in the mind. And I took it as a battle. So if I have to win this battle, I should be positive in my mind that yes, I'm going to win it. And even Dimple, I can share with all the participants, even all this time when I was going through bone marrow transplant, also where things were very, very challenging and I was in a very bad state. This thought never crossed my mind that I am going to die because of cancer. I said, even today, everybody has to die one day. It is destiny. We all have to go. That is planned. But I feel I will not die because of cancer. That is my mind frame and positivity that probably helped me the most. And second is the support of everybody, your family, your society, your friends. Uh, I went to cancer hospital NCI Nagpur, for a talk. So they have a very nice caption which I borrowed from there. This is सबकी लड़ाई. एक जने की लड़ाई नहीं है, एक इंडिविजुअल की लड़ाई नहीं है. ये लड़ाई हम सबकी है, पूरे परिवार की है, पूरे समाज की है, पूरे देश की है, पूरे वर्ल्ड की है, आई वुड से. एंड गवर्नमेंट भी इसमें शामिल है, आप जैसे ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस भी इसमें शामिल हैं, और हम सब मिलके ही इस कैंसर को हरा सकते हैं. So these are two things that I would say make me sail through. And thereafter, you can say, increase your body immunity, remain fit. Because जैसे आप देखते हैं कि जो टेररिस्ट हैं, मान लीजिए मैं फौज की एग्जांपल देता हूँ, सॉरी, तो टेररिस्ट आके रैकी करते हैं, मान लो उनको श्रीनगर में कोई बम ब्लास्ट करना है, कुछ करना है, किसी यूनिट के ऊपर अटैक करना है, तो वो 10 जगह रैकी करते हैं जहाँ पे उन्हें वीक लगता है कि यहाँ पे सेंट्री सो रहा है, या यहाँ पे कोई नहीं है, या यहाँ पे हमें कोई खतरा वो नहीं होगा, मतलब ज्यादा रेजिस्टेंस नहीं होगी, तो वो वहीं पे अटैक करते हैं, बिकॉज उनको तो न्यूज बनानी है, उनको एक सेंसेशनलाइज करना है। ऐसी कैंसर जहाँ बॉडी वीक होगी, कैंसर की तो सभी बॉडी में प्रॉपर्टीज होती है कि कैंसरस प्रॉपर्टी होती हैं, तो जहाँ बॉडी इम्यूनिटी आपकी वीक होती है वहीं कैंसर अटैक करता है। तो अगर आप अपनी बॉडी इम्यूनिटी को हाई रखें तो शायद चांसेस कम हैं। हो सकता है मेरे को हो गया, दैट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग, बट बिकॉज ऑफ माई बॉडी इम्यूनिटी एंड आई कीप माई सेल्फ फिजिकली फिट, आई हैव बीन एबल टू विन ओवर इट। दैट्स इट।
Wonderful.
True soldier, General Singh, and probably what has made you come out of it is you being a honest, nice soul, and good wishes of all your well-wishers that you are with us, and wish you a very long life. Just forget about cancer, because you have fought 3 battles with cancer and many
with the enemy also.
battlefield. What more? Anybody would get scared to come and now touch you.
Thank you, sir.
God willing, सब ठीक रहेगा. Maybe I'll maybe I may forget to express myself. My only sincere advice and request to you is, please do get your regular checkups as and when asked you for, like CT scan, or
yes,
that before anything goes wrong at the first stage, again it is being taken out of the way, and you stay as fit as you are today.
Yes.
So there's nothing to now feel that I'm honestly emotionally so touched by your fight, and of course the family support was very important.
Thank you, sir. In fact, I got my test last week, and everything is all right, God willing, and good wishes from all of you. Yes, Dimple, please.
We wish you all good, and want to be associated with you till eternity. Let me use the word.
Dr. Mahawal, I have one question for you. You are the doctor here. So when somebody goes through cancer journey and they take the treatment, and they also try to do many other things together, which can be focusing on the right nutrition, emotional, mental wellness, and physical fitness is also very important. Community support is very important. So as per your experience, what are the things which are very much needed when somebody gets diagnosed with cancer?
People start thinking the moment they hear this term. In fact, even Gen Singh for a while must have felt, oh, mere ko kaise ho gaya, as he has beautifully conveyed. And let me tell you my own experience. I happen to be a pathologist. I did my MD Path and Microbiology a long time back, 79. There was situation. I'll tell you very honestly what used to happen by mistake on part of the person who is labeling that tissue. Let's say cancer of cervix of a lady, or say breast. Now, the aspiration biopsy cytology, or FNAC, what General Singh has said, of very common names are there in the ladies, no, Kamla, Bimla. So they sometimes the name is there, and by mistake of the technician, the block that we make of making sections and then staining and seeing what is the problem, there the tissue of one Kamla, shall we say, gets changed with another one by mistake. You see, because the fellow is not so well, what do you call, he is not so much concerned about, दूसरे की तकलीफ को नहीं आदमी इतना समझता. And that when the biopsy used to come to us, we used to definitely say what we used to see in the microscope, under the microscope. And the result was going to Kamla, who had cancer as no malignancy, and one who never had cancer cervix stage 3, stage 2. And when you go to the bedside, you find a different kind of feeling and look of the person who never had cancer has been told that you have cancer, start sinking. And one who had cancer and told that, look, aapka to sab theek hai. So then we used to, this thing has happened many times. So that is where the putting a unique number carefully is very important. But imagine the psyche, the way, the amount of damage you can do by just exchanging, or maybe not, nobody does advertently, but inadvertently, or by, I mean, you can't, there could be, I mean, one does mistakes. So I have seen this happening. And that is where I realized how important it is when you are examining or maybe processing a sample, what we call it as pre-analytical. Analytical, the time we see under the microscope, the stained slide is very important. जिसके नहीं है, आपने ए का बी को लगा दिया, बी का ए कर दिया, नाम दोनों के एक से हैं, और चलो नाम दोनों के एक से नहीं है, टिश्यू एक का दूसरे पे गलती से, and the histopathologist reports what it sees, and you can have seen the decline with the person who has been told you have cancer, who never had, and vice versa. Sorry, maybe I pulled my expression too long, but I happen to be a witness to this kind of trauma a person can have.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Very important that the medicines, what all things we can do, and how just knowing that you have cancer can damage your body. So thank you. Yes. So my next question I would like to know from you, CP Singh ji. When you talk about oncopsychology, and not many people are aware of the word what this is, and we don't have in many universities this course by the name oncopsychology. Very few universities have this. So can you please tell me how oncopsychology helped you in your journey, and those patients and conquerors out there, how this can even help them? Can you please throw some light on that?
Yeah, when we say psycho-oncology, it means that this disease, as I was telling you earlier, affects the brains more than the body. Like Dr. Mahawal has also said, even if you're a good, well-being person is told you have got cancer, वो तो आधा बेचारा गम में ही मर जाता है कि he's got disease. When I was undergoing bone marrow transplant, there used to be cancer ward in front of me, and I could see through the glass number of patients there, and suddenly few of the beds becoming empty. And when the sister used to come, I used to ask him what happened to that person. Though as times he used to say, such he or she succumbed, and it was a male ward, so he succumbed. And they used to say, sir, himmat mat harna, प्लीज बाकी हम देख लेंगे, ट्रीटमेंट हम करेंगे, बस आप हिम्मत मत हारना, क्योंकि अगर आपने हिम्मत छोड़ दी तो फिर हम भी कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे. And they used to narrate these stories that person who gave up the fight, they are the one who succumb. Otherwise, any disease, even up to stage 4, I had stage 3, like you mentioned about the girl, stage 3, stage 4. Even from stage 4, people have come back and lived. If I give the example to the audience of Lance Armstrong, I don't know any one of you heard about him. He was a cyclist champion, and he's written a book not about biking. I read it when I was in bone marrow transplant. It gave me a lot of strength. He had 3% chances of survival. He had testicular cancer, which has metastated into his whole body. 3% survival. He recovered from that 3%. And not only recovered, many of us recover from that, like me, but he became the world cycling champion once again to reach back that stage. Yes, to conquer that, throne of his again. That was his aim. And he proved it to the world that, yes, it's all in the mind. It can be done. When my doctor was taking me to the bone marrow transplant, when I came out successfully, he told me, he said, sir, the chances of survival were 20%. I said, damn bloody good, यार डॉक्टर धर 20% पे तो हम अटैक लॉन्च कर देते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा है.
And being with RT, and maybe I so long time back, of course, we accept difficulties of our own people happily to some extent with our fire ahead of the infantry marching.
When I now see the people with the COVID this thing fight, so scared. I said, firstly, you have not got the diseases yet. And only 3 lakh people have died in the world because of COVID in these 3 months. And in these 3 months, 11 lakh people have died because of cancer. So firstly, you're not infected with the COVID. You're so scared. Yes, it's good to take precautions and maintain hygiene and sanitation, but don't create panic. Don't be scared. And even if you contract the disease, there are only 3% chances of that you will die.
And in fact,
97,
those all have died because of comorbidity.
yes, and
Not because
97%
of,
chances that you will become immune to the disease.
Yes,
So
yes.
be happy. Look at the brighter side of it. कुछ नहीं होगा. I said I had 80% chances of going to heaven, but I pulled back and I'm here in front
See,
of
that
you.
is again your positive attitude.
Yes,
Maybe
कुछ
the
नहीं
person
होता.
who would have been somebody else in your place would have said, maybe now I'm going to hell because I have got cancer, I have done something wrong, I must. So your positive attitude,
Yes, absolutely.
is that in life is very important. And psychosomatic is documented in all medical books also, plays such a big role that if you are strong, I think, and you can overcome any situation.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
easy to say, but
That is what
difficult to kind of.
psycho-oncology is. Don't sympathize with the patient, I would say, all those present here, in case your near and dear is suffering. Uh, Stand up with them, give them support to recover out of it. Tell them, kuch nahi hoga, make them mentally strong. Let them come out of it. But don't say, hi, kaise ho gaya, mar gaye, lut gaye. So it doesn't help. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, Doctor rightly said psychosomatic is very important. And in previous healing circle, Kishan shared that in the book, I think The Secret, where somebody mentioned that if you pray to God that keep me free of cancer, still the cancer word is coming. How about not even using this word at all? So because what vibrations we leave out in the universe, it comes back. So it's very important that we think about the right things. We although it's a positive thing that keep me away from cancer, but then still cancer is there. So the psychosomatic plays very important role. Even science has proved that in many cases in experiments. So thank you for sharing that point. And oncology, oncopsychology is very important. In fact, this girl, the 14-year-old girl, when she had cancer, today when she talked about, she said that Dimple, in 2007, we did not have cancer support groups, and I felt the need of it. I said, you were just a kid at that time. She said, yes, still I wanted to talk to somebody who can understand me as a kid. My parents needed another counseling, but I also needed some counseling. So mental emotional wellness is very important. उसने बोला 50% काम डॉक्टर करते हैं, 50% काम लाइफस्टाइल का होता है अगर आपको सर्वाइव करना है तो. That's what her opinion was. And all the conquerors we talked to, they said the same thing, that it's a combination of so many different things. Like in your case, your background, the coming from army background, on that I wanted to ask you कि आपका आर्मी का बैकग्राउंड था, आर्मी लाइफ टफ होती है. So can you please correlate if that helped you in your recovery in any way?
No, firstly, body immunity is high. There's no doubt, because we maintain our exercise, we remain fit. And as Dr. Mahaval was saying, get your test done. We have an annual medical test. So every soldier is tested, there. So that, yes, helps. And when I go and give the talk at many places, they say, sir, aap to strong hai because aap army background se hain. So you could, I said, no, it's the mentally being strong is individual to individual. Army background can make you physically strong, but yet at the time of reckoning, when the disease comes to you, yes, you may face the enemy, you may be a brave soldier, but how brave you are mentally when the disease comes to you, that matters. And for that, yes, the courage to face the adversity should be there. And one should be eternally hopeful, Dimple. I am saying, hope can win all grounds. When I was very, very sick, I was barely able to walk. The doctor will come and ask me, sir, how are you feeling? I'll say, fighting fit. Uh, in that state also, where I was barely able to stand. And then he will turn to my wife and say, Madam, आप सही बात बताइए. Sir तो ऐसे ही बोलते हैं कि मैं fit हूँ. So he used to take the report from her. I saw a small video by a girl from UK, was again 14 years or 12 years old. And she had a very rarest of the rare disease. So, and she probably succumbed after 1 month. And that in that speech, she says that this getting this disease is once in a million chance. It was a miracle that I was born with this disease. But yet, I believe in miracles. It will be a miracle that I will win over this disease also. I will get cured. Whether hota hai nahi hota is a different issue, but one should live on hope, and hope for miracles also. They do happen. Thank you.
I share my little experience, Ms. Parmar. Sorry, first name is, sorry?
Dimple.
Yeah. Dimple. I just because I was born earlier, maybe I am going still beyond Gen C.P Singh ji. I happened to be in 17 war, where we had a very fierce battle. Everybody knows about it. Movies भी बनाई है उन्होंने और वो सारा कुछ उसमें जोड़ तोड़ के बनाया होता है. Reality is different. Where firstly I will say he has, any soldier for that matter, infantry and all, especially not we people of medical and all, we don't undergo that RDS kind of training. They are ingrained, this thing is ingrained in their mind that there is nothing impossible. You have to cross the hurdles, and they are made to cross so many hurdles physically and also with a state of mind, and that they turn out to be a perfect soldier. We had, I happened to be, I was a very junior officer, so I was put as a regimental medical officer with a regiment. And it happened to be 10 Sikh, maybe people still remember. They had a lot of Veer Chakra and all, including the doctor. 3 doctors in 71 got Veer Chakra. One was Dr. Parmar. Maybe you know him. He retired as Director General Armed Forces Medical Services. He was my batchmate in basic medical officer course in Lucknow. So we were all there in the front, and I still remember one of the infantry company commander, Major Saab. He came with a gunshot injury. It was like not piercing his lung, but in the chest. And he was needing actually evacuation to be higher center to Jodhpur. I was in Badmer, 11 days, which Singh Saab knows. We tried to, we just pulled him out of the crisis of not to sinking, which we call it as life and limb saving surgery. So he was okay. Then he says, doctor, I think I am now all right. Let me now go back, which was, just few, not even half a kilometer. The fierce battle was going on. I want to be with my troops and I want to fight. I'm okay. Look at his morale, his thing. That is very important, which I really felt so moved and touched. मैंने कहा देखो बंदा मरते मरते बचा है और अभी बोल रहा है कि सामने ये हो रही है. And one civilian, territorial army, which maybe you all must be knowing, the driver of an engine, railway engine. We were in Badmer, last Munawar is the post, beyond was Kokro Park, Pakistan ka, and overnight we kind of moved in, and early morning when we come out of tent to just look around what is happening, बड़ा डर लगा हुआ था कि भाई war खुल गई है. It was 3rd December 71. The engine fellow, the driver who was a civilian, territorial army, he moved that train, and right over his head, the Pakistani aircrafts came and bombarded napalm bomb. Napalm bomb is the bomb which gives immense heat, and your वो जो ट्रेन का इंजन का बड़ा पहिया और वो it literally melts like wax melting with heat. And this fellow, he got a little bit of water. He could visibly see the aircraft hovering over his head. He jumped out, and I could see him coming. The train was just few yards, or say 200 yards from our tents. He could see that plus ka nishan, and he came to us. His head, half the head, rather whole thing was like सिर में हड्डी दिख रही उसकी, जैसे आपका वो कैप पहनी हुई है वो हटा दी गई हो. No bleeding point because there is no flesh, and he is conscious. He comes to us. I am talking of the morale of a civilian also. Army का तो बात ही अलग ही देखिए. And he says we put the so-called a special kind of bandage, वो करके उसको करा. बोला मेरा इंजन खड़ा हुआ है, पानी सप्लाई राशन मेरे को लेके जाना है अंदर पाकिस्तान में, हमारी फौज वहां लड़ी, मुझे आप जाने दो. इमेजिन, मतलब हिम्मत का है खेल. नहीं तो चोट से हम लोग हैरान हो जाते हैं, घर वाले तो कहते हैं अरे मेरे ये करो, वो करने लग जाते हैं. विच अगेन द चाइल्ड इज अगेन टॉलरेंट. वो बहुत तकलीफ, बुखार होता है, हाथ लगाते हैं तब पता लगता है बच्चे को बुखार है, वो कुछ बोलता ही नहीं है. स्पिरिट ऑफ ए आर्मी सोल्जर, which living example, legend is General C.P Singh. We are proud of him. Honestly, he can give a message of a very good kind, and he is doing it to people who are suffering of it. Maybe many of them will come out because of the attitude and this thing. He has had
Dimple, some people want to ask about the bone marrow transplant in the chat I've seen.
Yeah, sure.
You want me to say something?
No, should I cover that?
I
The
better. Please,
experiences. Okay.
you will give first hand information about your own
Okay.
experience.
No, let me share with you bone marrow transplant. Bone marrow transplant is, if I give a simile, there are two types. One is autologous, when your bone marrow is placed joints in the bones where the new cells are formed. They formed in terms of platelets, and subsequently they are converted into various types of RBC, WBC, and different types of cells. So if your own that factory of cells is infected and their kharab material nikal raha hai, then the transplant is from the outside, analogous, from the people, from your same people stock, say brother, sister, or children, parents. It is picked up and then transplanted into your body. Better than that is, in case your own bone marrow is not infected, then they take out your own bone marrow. And it is something like, if I give an example, say there's a rose plant, and you take out a cutting out of that and put it into a separate bed and nurture it. And while you take out this plant, the mud would have got infected with termite or something. So you take out this plant, which is drying and gone bad. Out of this, you have already taken out a cutting, and that is surviving somewhere else. You are taking care of it. While you throw out this plant, clean the pot, disinfect it, put in new manure, put in the fertilizers, and then you take this new plant, which is your own cutting, and you transplant it back into the pot. It takes a little time to germinate, but once it come up, it is back as a green plant. So that is what bone marrow transplant is.
Beautifully conveyed. Beautifully conveyed.
So
My
the second
God.
time when I had this infection, it was again 2 years. The enemy always strikes you when you're least prepared. I had finished my NDA course, NDC course. I was posted to Jodhpur, your hometown, and the luggage was all packed up, and I was about to leave. The course was in the end of the course mood with all valedictory function, ye, wo. And I went for my tests. I said, before leaving, let me get the last test done here. It was 2 years since I had the first chemo. When the doctor in the like Dr. Marvel, some pathologist, he found, and he said, sir, it is converting from the low grade into high grade. And high grade means it's an all-out war. From a counterinsurgency warfare, it is going into a high-grade war. That's how he explained to me. So it will spread very fast, and you have to take action immediately. You forget about everything. I said, yaar, abhi to I'm in a state of transit. I'm moving there, new place, this. He said, I don't know. You talk to your authorities, army, get the posting cancelled. But after a few days, you come and get admitted, or I'll admit you today, and you have to undergo treatment again, and maybe bone marrow transplant. That is first time I heard this word. So again, like the Sikkim visit, I asked him a question. I said, can you, doctor, give me one day? Tomorrow is annual function of my wife's school. She is principal of a school. If I don't attend, she'll kill me. So give me a day's, molat to go and attend that function, and then I will surrender to you like a police, and you can then do whatever you want to do with me. So he laughed. He said, sir, you're great. आप नहीं सुधरोगे. So he said, okay, sir, आप function करो जाओ, ठीक है, कर लो आप. So I next day went for the wife's function. So many senior officers and all, they all met, and they could never guess that I was
You'll be there.
mental stress, because it was disclosed to me already what is going to come.
Yeah.
And after the function, same day evening, I went and reported to the hospital, and next day onwards, my treatment for the bone marrow transplant started. There are 2-3 instances I can, in the transplant, which I must say, and I am today here because of the doctors and paramedics. What they do is they increase the platelet count by giving you injections. So they take you the counts to very high level, and then they put you through a machine wherein through the blood is taken, it is filtered of the platelets, and then it is put back into your body. So it is like जैसे चलनी लगा के ना उसमें से वो निकाल लेते हैं
Platelet
platelets.
concentrate. They are
हाँ
packed.
हाँ,
packed
and then they
platelets.
treat it. मतलब I don't know the technical words.
It is like fractioning blood,
Yeah.
RBCs, WBC, and platelet.
Then they
What is
freeze
the
it
need?
at minus some 95 degrees centigrade or something and keep it aside,
Yeah,
treated while they treat your body with the very harsh chemotherapy. And then they plant when you are absolutely down, when the body is immunity is almost bring it to zero, or then they transplant that back into your body. So in this whole process, when they were taking out the thing, there was some malfunction in the machine, and the blood which was supposed to go back into the system was not going back. I was not aware, so almost about 2 liters of blood had gone out, and JCO was very, alert. So he came and he stopped the machine, and he said, "I would have been drained out of the blood and had this happened." So that is one because of his
presence of
being
mind.
alert. He saved my life. And then they put a catheter here in the chest because you can't eat. They're all blisters in the mouth, your intestine, and you become everything is given through the catheter, which is put into the body. So when they're putting that catheter, maybe some infection from somewhere got into it. And when they wheeled me into the bone marrow transplant center, uh, they put the first medicine in, and that infection went and hit the blood, and I was into chills, and the temperature went up to 103, 104 almost. I became unconscious, and I don't know. When I opened my eyes, almost 1 hour had passed, and all the doctors, nurses, and my wife, they were their worried faces I could see as I opened my eyes. I said, "What has happened?" They said, "You just come back from hell." I said, "What happened?" I said, "You were unconscious for 1 hour." I looked at the watch and I said, "Oh my God." And then they had to treat me for that infection before they start the chemotherapy or start the bone marrow transplant. It's a very tough call, that bone marrow transplant. A lot of people are referred to me for bone marrow transplant. And you take one body for that 35, 40 days. You are not able to come out of that room. It's a sanitized, sealed room. Nobody can come in, nobody can go out except your
Totally
body.
sterile with HEPA filters and all
Yeah.
there, so that not even viruses can.
So,
Even the corona
the
couldn't
food
have
is
entered
kept
there.
there. My wife used to heat it up, and still we found our methods of, surviving in that room. We used to do exercise, we used to do yoga, we used to do pranayam till the time I almost fell on the bed. I used to do these regularly, and not by terms of kilometers walking. I used to see the time. Okay, half an hour I have to walk. So between the bed and small that area, whatever was there, I used to walk for half an hour, do yoga for half an hour, do pranayam for 15 minutes.
Great.
And that is how we survived. My wife took it, probably she was the most senior most officer's wife who had gone there as attendant. And the doctor said, "Ma'am, you may not be able to do, there's a lot of work to be done." She took it as a challenge. And when the body is weak, the immunity is down, the doctors will wear me out. There are external infections and there are internal infections which attack the body. There are
Oh,
bacteria
yes,
already
yes.
in our gut. They infect the body, and your body, they start eating the body, you can say, infection.
Yeah.
So external you can save, internal you can't help it. So my wife took it as a challenge that yes, external infection मैं नहीं होने दूंगी. So she used to clean the entire room almost every day with sanitizers and keep all the equipment and everything, take care of the entire hygiene of myself, and so
Yeah.
we ensured that the external infection does not take place.
Yeah.
The internal infection did take place, and because of that, the thing got prolonged by 10 days. And I finally, 45 days after that, I came out.
Great.
Let me also share one thing. During this 45 days when I was there, my son had just been commissioned into the Air Force. He had just joined the unit. He was absolutely new. The day he landed up in the unit, he asked for leave. So people said, "What the hell, youngster, you just come."
Quite right.
My daughter was alone at home. She had her 12th exams during that 45 days. So he finally, with the higher authorities, he got the leave. He came. Both brother and sisters were there. Imagine the stress they were undergoing with mother and father, both in the hospital, not sure whether father will come back or not come back, exams on their head. And my daughter, you would come in the morning, see us through the glass in the BMT, wave at us, and we used to bless her from the room inside. And she used to go for the exam and come back and say, "Yes, she's done it." And can you believe she got 86% marks in her 12th exam
Great, great.
in those trying circumstances? So that's it. That's how the whole family has to stand together and defeat this disease. That was my experience of BMT.
No, very,
Thank you.
very well explained in family support, and everybody's courage, everybody's strength is important. So it's things might not turn well if some people are maybe not hopeful or not showing that courage, because it's important that we all together as a family, and family support is the primary thing which helps everybody navigating through this journey, which you have already explained. So uh, and we know that every crisis in life teaches us some important lessons which we don't forget. So uh,
Right, right.
this cancer journey, what lessons it taught you, if you can share with us?
Yeah, certainly it makes you a lot of transformation in life takes place. And the first thing I would say what it changed for me is it gives you courage to face any adversity in life. When you have had such close encounters of life and death, and you feel you come back just from the edge, minor things don't bother you. Subsequently, when I used to find something going wrong in the family, some adversity, something in the office, some professional problem, I used to feel, ठीक है, सब हो जाएगा, not to worry. So that gives you a lot of courage to stand up in any adversity. And secondly, be a fighter. As I've been saying right from the beginning, if you're a fighter, you will win. Everything is in the mind. Have the courage, and have faith in God. Whatever He is doing will be good for you. Maybe these are testing times, trying times. He is trying you because he's got confidence that you can take it. Maybe you take it that way. And have compassion towards others. Dimple, there's one thing I want to share. Because, many times you go to a person, he says, even if you have compassion, the person has never gone through such adversity in life. He will say, "Arey, sala jhoot bol raha hai." Sorry to use this language. So please, when somebody comes to you with a problem, whether it is family, whether it's medical or something, please have compassion. It made me more compassionate towards others' causes, their own problems. You believe there was a very dear friend of mine. He was sitting in the MS branch. MS branch means the people who do the postings. So when I put up my papers to him to say that I can't go to Jodhpur because I have to get admitted, and though apparently I was looking fit when I had to undergo BMT, he said, अच्छा अभी जोधपुर जाने का नंबर आया तो ये ऐसे बोल रहे हैं कि मेरे को
उसको
बीमार हो
तकलीफ
गया.
महसूस नहीं हुई ना.
I felt so sad. I said, here's a friend who knows me for 20 years. I will not feign a illness, and nobody can feign a cancer just to avoid a posting. And I have not spoken to him from that date till date. I felt very hurt. So such things also do happen. Please, people sitting in high offices, and many of you will be, and all those who are hearing me, when somebody comes to you with a problem, please be a little more compassionate towards his actions. And
especially our profession, General Singh, which I am sorry to say, we lack in that quality. There should be a system whereby only those who are having that humane touch be inducted into medical. And
absolutely.
Very true.
And
because if they are not doing it, फिर तो सब बेकार हो गया. फिर तो आप इंसान के साथ इंसान नहीं मान रहे हो उसको. यही खत्म है.
And last thing I have found is find joy in small things. जीवन में ना, जैसे डॉक्टर आके मेरे को बोलता था कि सर आज इंजेक्शन नहीं लगेगा आपको, आई यूज्ड टू जंप विद जॉय, या मजा आ गया आज तो इंजेक्शन, और सिस्टर यूज्ड टू से या फाइंड स्मॉल थिंग्स, और द डे दे यूज्ड टू से कल डिस्चार्ज हो जाएगा आपका. Wow, it was probably as if I was commissioned into army that day.
I know.
I used to feel so happy. जैसे क्रिकेटर होते हैं ना, वो एक विकेट लेने पे ऐसे जंप लगाते हैं जैसे लाइफ का सबसे बड़ा अचीवमेंट हो गया ऑन द फील्ड.
सही बात है, सही बात.
So ऐसी खुशी हमें ढूंढनी पड़ती है अपने लाइफ में. छोटे छोटे इवेंट्स में खुशी ढूंढिए. फाइंड जॉय इन व्हाटएवर. अभी लाइफ में चलो आज आइसक्रीम खाते हैं तो खुश हो जाओ यार, ठीक है. बड़ी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम तो उनका कोई इलाज नहीं है, लेकिन शायद छोटी छोटी चीजों का हम आंसर ढूंढ सकते हैं, खुशी कर सकते हैं. When people used to say, यार you have undergone chemotherapy, आपको बहुत harsh लगा होगा. I said, look at the brighter side. When your hair come back, they're all black. This is not Godrej. This is all black. Like Dimple. This is all natural black hair.
Okay.
And at 62 years of age, you don't have any BP problem, you don't have sugar problem, cholesterol. So we used to jokingly tell the doctor that everybody should be given 1 dose of chemotherapy so that all these lifestyle problems get sorted out, body becomes harmonized, no cholesterol, no sugar, no BP, you are absolutely fit. So I look at the positive side of the, chemo, and I used to share that with people. So
Singh
find small
Saab,
things.
sorry, you have undergone this ordeal of, and I have seen many people getting it and coming out, or maybe they have succumbed later. It must have been a very painful thing, because the way the bone marrow is removed, it is a terrible thing. I can say it by,
I know it's very painful,
but I know
but
how
I don't
things
want
are
to tell
done.
the audience that it is very painful. I
No,
don't want to frighten them.
why I'm saying,
I want to tell
in the context that you were strong,
ho jayega.
never
I would
complained,
say
and
it doesn't
you
matter.
came victorious.
It will
But it's a
happen.
very painful thing. But then what? As long as it is a requirement and
No,
you take it as a challenge, it is
some
okay.
some people who may be undergoing treatment as part of this group, the last thing, there's a word called chemo brain.
Yes.
This is chemo brain. People like me who have undergone chemotherapy, they devised this word in the world. And though because of the chemotherapy, the mind becomes a little dull and the processing of information is little slow. So if you've gone through chemotherapy and your wife tells you something and you're not hearing, then you can blame it on chemo brain. He said, यार मैंने वो सुना नहीं, मेरे को याद नहीं रहा, shopping ले जाना था, whatever. So you can find joy in
Small
after the chemotherapy. These small things give you little pleasure.
Very
Thank
true.
you, Dimple. You can
Yeah.
proceed.
So we'll take one last two questions, and then we'll keep the
Yeah.
everybody else. So you talked a lot about playing the important role of caregivers as well, because when you talked it very positively, and I believe that as a caregiver, I was also a caregiver, so how important this role is when you're taking care of a patient. So yeah, as when you were patient and now you are conqueror, so what's your say about caring for the caregivers?
Absolutely, Dimple. I'm today here and standing here. I owe this second life, I would call it, to the caregivers, the doctors, the paramedics. As I say in the army words, uh, I only stood my ground. The doctors and the medicines killed the cancer. I conquered because I held my ground. That's all. But it was the doctors, the paramedics. I used to respect them earlier, but after going through this ordeal and being 3 times
All
with
the more
them
reason.
very closely, my respect for them has risen very, very, very high. Uh, and when I was in the hospital, I used to work with them. I used to see all doctors. They have lunch almost at 3:30 every day. There's no time. There's no family life. Uh, on Sunday, there's a call. They rush to the hospital. Even in this COVID times, you find 2-3 महीने से लोग अपने घर नहीं गए हैं. They are in the hospital working day and night, tired. The nurse who used to be there in the chemo center, attending to the various people, take care, giving the treatment. I was just talking to her because we became all good friends. They keep standing on their toes for 8 to 10 hours of the duty. Then she used to go home, attend to the children also. She used to attend to her family life. She was staying with her in-laws. Their expectations also. Husband also says, "यार मेरे साथ 2 मिनट बात तो कर लो." She's dead tired by the time she reaches back home. My wife was a educationist and she was principal of a school, and she tells me that the most neglected children are of the sisters and paramedics and doctors, because they have no time for their family. They are caring for the humanity. They are looking after the people like me all over the world, but as a result their family life suffers, and they need also a lot of support from their own family to understand what they're doing for humanity, what they are up to. And I would say I have shared my birthday, my anniversary, New Year with the hospital staff, because I was admitted at that point of time in the hospital. So the sisters and the staff there, they came to know it's my anniversary. They got a cake for me, and they said, "Sir, आप यहीं bed में cake काटिए." I felt moved, And when you're working with such people, how can you ever forget them? All these doctors are like my personal friend. Every day morning, including Dr. Mahaval, I send a morning call to at least
I
10
know,
doctors
and
and 10,
I feel
15.
guilty of not responding it because I'm a little lazy a man, you know. Be 10
So
years elder to you.
it's a
Not
different.
that you will be like me after 10 years, you may be still what you are today.
Yeah, so and my wife is on the panel and me too. A lot of calls we get from the patients. She gets a lot of. We have put our we are brand ambassadors for RR Hospital, for Nayati Hospital, and many others. So my wife has put a telephone number there in the BMT center ke bar because it is not the patient, the attendant who goes. They have to be careful of a lot of things. The what clothes to take, what to do, how to look after the patient. So we have just put the telephone number there. Anybody wants, she gives a ring and then she guides them. And they ask me also because the doctor can give you treatment. He has not gone through the process. He
Yeah.
doesn't know the feeling what goes in the patient,
Quite
how
right.
difficult it is, how challenging it is, what all will help him. So when they talk to a patient and I tell them, don't worry, you will come out winner, conqueror. So then they feel a lot of strength. They get a lot of strength. They feel happy. One person from Dubai got connected with me in my this psycho oncology sessions like you are doing, and he got my number and then he connected with me, and he said, "Sir, I have got through 18 cycles of chemotherapy. I just fell down." I said, "Yeah, hats off to you, Ram Nair. I'm so." And he said, "Sir, can you tell me something?" I said, "I can only say, बच्चे डटे रहो, हिम्मत रखो, सब ठीक हो जाएगा." And I can share with you
Yeah.
today is improving.
Great. Really, really happy.
Miss Dimple, Mr. Pathak would like to share his, because I see his comments, beautiful ones. Will you give him a chance to speak out or would you like to speak out?
We'll keep it open for
Mr.
everyone.
Pathak and
Yes.
Nikhil. Okay, maybe later.
Yeah. That's one with respect.
She has got left one or two questions, and after that we'll have an open house.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm so
And
sorry.
Okay.
I'm available thereafter also. I'll share my contact numbers and all. Anytime you can give a call, sir, and talk to me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So, CP Singh ji, any message you would want to give to cancer patients and their caregivers?
Yeah, we have been talking about positivity right from the beginning. So a few things I jotted down. Just cancer is a great leveler. Firstly, I believe it doesn't differentiate between the rich and the poor, the female and the male, the young or the old. So कैंसर सबको बराबर कर देता है, चाहे कोई अमीर आदमी हो, ही से मेरे को नहीं होगा, क्यों नहीं होगा, चाहे कोई डॉक्टर भी हो, he also may come under treatment one
Human
day.
being.
So again I went to Nagpur, that cancer hospital, NCI Nagpur. They have a caption they have borrowed. They say the cancer does not differentiate, so don't we. We give treatment to everybody equally. So that's a very nice thing. So cancer, firstly, does not differentiate. Don't worry, and it is your नॉन ट्रांसफरेबल अकाउंट. जीवन में जो कष्ट हैं वो एक नॉन ट्रांसफरेबल अकाउंट है. ये नहीं कि आप किसी को पकड़ के, अगर ऐसा पॉसिबल होता कि किसी को दूसरे को दे दो तो हर एक अमीर आदमी जो है एक आदमी को पकड़ के दे देता, ऐसे नहीं होता. हमें अपने कष्ट अपने आप भुगतने हैं, चाहे वो इस जीवन के वजह से हो या पुराने जन्मों के कर्म हो आपके, जो भी है. इट्स नॉन ट्रांसफरेबल अकाउंट. सो जो आपके जो पेन्स हैं वो आपके जो लिखे हुए हैं, डेस्टिनी है, वो आपने जाना है. बट pains are inevitable, I would say. The suffering is optional.
Thank you.
Please don't suffer.
Very true.
Pains will come in life. They do come. Adversities do come. But himmat rakhiye and don't suffer them. Make yourself strong. Don't let this, cancer dominate your life. I would say let everybody live its life. बच्चों को अपने स्कूल जाने दीजिए, सबको ठीक से रहने दीजिए, घर में नॉर्मल वातावरण रखिए. ये मत सोचिए पूरा घर वाला बैठ के वहाँ पे एक कमरे में रो रहा है कि अरे कैंसर हो गया, क्या हो गया, अब कैसे होगा, नहीं होगा. You also try to lead a normal life as much as possible and let your family lead a life where I used to say, and I mentioned, let cancer also feel it has made a wrong choice. He's come to a wrong place.
Great.
If it was to be personified, I would say let the cancer feel that it has made a wrong choice.
Yeah.
So take it that way. Be positive, be a fighter, and don't take stress. Stress लेने से कुछ नहीं होगा. Things will become complicated. Complicated. You know, I can only say it's very easy said that done. कि stress मत लो. सभी को होता है stress. But don't look far beyond. Just say I have to get cured. That is my first goal. Everything will fall in place. Your career, your family, your everything will fall in place. पहले इसको sort out कर लेते हैं. Disease को. You know, if I share with you, after this cancer, when I was undergoing the treatment first time, I also had a very bright career. And in army, if you have cancer or if you have low medical category, that's the end of it. But no, after that, I got upgraded. I went after 6 months. I got upgraded and I went for NDC course, which is a very great course. So one of my friends, he said, you know, commanding a brigade in Delhi is a challenge in itself, and to command it so well that you go for NDC is superlative. Uh, and I didn't take a single day's leave. I used to go for the daycare. I used to keep clearing my files with one drip in the hand. You know, medicine chal raha hai and I'm clearing the files. I used to, at times, I had gone from chemo center directly to the office to attend to some important work. So, you know, you have all sorts of people. The people started a campaign against me to say कि अभी तो he's terminally ill and he should be moved out of Delhi. ये तो बस जाने वाला है. So, in the name of giving me rest, they wanted somebody else to be brought in there. When my boss, who had a lot of faith in me, he walked up to the people who do the postings and all, and to the army commander, and he said, "Sir, this officer is an example of resilience and courage. किसी को दो छींक आ जाता है, एक दिन बुखार आ जाता है तो वो 3 दिन की छुट्टी ले लेता है. Here he's got cancer and he's fighting it, and still he has not taken a single day's leave in last 6 months.
Wow.
So why you want to move him from there?" So that is after doing. I had such good friends that after finishing my treatment, I got upgraded. I went for NDC. Again, I went for the bone marrow transplant. After 6 months, again I got upgraded. So the doctor said, "Sir, आपका तो अभी catheter भी नहीं निकला. How can I upgrade you?" I said, I was working in Sena Bhavan. I said, "You got to upgrade me because all those people who are fit in the records, the shape one type, they take the lift to the 5th floor office, and I take the staircase." I said, "So I'm fitter than all those who claim to be fit." And truly, I used to do that. So today also, I am fitter than most of the people who have not gone through this ordeal. 62 years old person, like you mentioned in the video. I go for cycling in the morning, do my yoga, do my pranayam in the evening. We go for a walk and live a very active life. Again, I got promoted because of that. So these, I would say, keep yourself fit and don't let it affect. बाकी सब हो जाएगा. You will achieve your objectives in life. पहले ये जो एक विपदा आई है थोड़े समय के लिए, इसको sort out कर लीजिए, and I'm sure you will win it because of your positive attitude, because of your family support, and because of good doctors and paramedic staff and faith in God.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing those experiences and the last words of wisdom you shared. I am sure I could connect with it. So many other people must have been connected with this. And today we asked a few conquerors that, and not just conquerors, but caregivers also, कि आप आज आपका दिन है तो आपको अगर एक लाइन में कुछ शेयर करना है तो आप क्या शेयर करेंगे? So in just few seconds, I would like to share what people have shared, and I'm really touched by everyone's statements what they have made. When somebody said that cancer started the fight, I finished it, by Mehul Vyas.
Yeah.
Kishan ne bola, be like a duck. No matter how deep in the sea you are, be calm and keep paddling. Somebody said that Atul ji ne bola, have strong faith in yourself. You can do it, and always be grateful for what you get in life. Dr. Gauri Bhatnagar ne bola, I genuinely believe how you respond mentally, emotionally, and physically to what life throws at you affects your health and healing in most significant manner. Divya Sharma ne bola, add life to days and not days to life, and many more experiences people have shared. So now we'll keep it open for question answers, and please I invite everybody to share their own experiences. जैसे अभी निखिल कुछ बताते वो अपने आप ऐसा आता है अगर आप हैंड रेस कर सकते हैं तो बेटर सब लोग एक साथ बोले. Nikhil, you want to share something?
Hi Dimple, I'm audible.
You are audible.
Okay. Jain sir, Vande Mataram.
Jai Hind.
Sir, I want to ask some good experience anecdotes from your army life, some humorous things.
You know, we can have a separate session on the army life. Today we are on to the cancer session, and I keep these sessions, army life also. We can sometime talk. But if I start narrating like all old soldiers, you know, it will take hours and hours to narrate so many incidences and other things. So we keeping confining this to the cancer thing today. So that's why you may take permission from Dimple to, you know, for me to share my army experiences. I would prefer that we keep it for some other day.
Yeah,
Right.
now there are only 15 minutes left and there are many questions. I think army experience and humor examples तो हम आगे next में सुन लेंगे. Sorry, Nikhil.
You can call me separately. We'll share some good experiences of ours.
Nikhil can understand the time constraint. I'm sure he can get in touch with General Saab and talk at length, only of course, looking to his convenience as well.
Yes, surely.
I can understand. It is thrilling for those who have not had those experiences, getting first hand from those who had the experience. It's thrilling. Like when I used to tell my 71 war things to when I used to come back on leave, I used to myself get so excited and people used to say, "Acha, aisa ho gaya." They couldn't believe it. So that experience, he will be too happy to do it, but maybe some other time and when he's available.
Thank you. पाठक जी आप कुछ
मैं सबसे पहले तो जनरल सिंह का बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं, जितना बढ़िया तरीके से इन्होंने अपनी जर्नी के बारे में लोगों को बताया। और मिलिट्री के लोग तो ऐसे ही पॉइंट ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन हैं हमारे सारे सिविलियंस के लिए, और उनसे लड़ाई की बात और हेल्थ के लड़ाई की बात सुनना अपने आप में बहुत ही यूनिक एक्सपीरियंस है। मैं भी ऑटोलोगस स्टेम सेल ट्रांसप्लांट के थ्रू जा चुका हूं, और मैं भी बहुत सारे पेशेंट्स को जब वो लो फील करते हैं, डाउन फील करते थे, तो डॉक्टर्स ने मेरे पास भेजा उनको बात करने के लिए, तो नो अबाउट ऑटोलोगस स्टेम सेल्स ट्रांसप्लांट। एंड मैं 5वें दिन स्टेम सेल्स ट्रांसप्लांट के बाद बीएमटी के रूम में, वो 12x12 के रूम में, जहां डॉक्टर भी पूरा पीपी पहन के अंदर आते थे, और आई हैड नो कनेक्शन विद द वर्ल्ड। आई हैव रन माय एंटायर कंपनी इन 5th डे ऑफ माय ट्रांसप्लांट एंड नोबडी न्यू। आज भी अभी चूंकि हम लोग इस फोरम पे बात कर रहे हैं, सो आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट इट। अदरवाइज फर्स्ट थिंग, हमारे भाई जो एक सीनियर नेफ्रोलॉजिस्ट है दिल्ली में, उसने कहा कि भैया आपको आर्थिक मदद की जरूरत नहीं है। तो सबसे पहली बात ये कहेंगे कि जितना कम लोग ये जाने कि आपको बीमारी है वो बेहतर है, क्योंकि उससे फायदा होता नहीं है। क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ लोगों को एम्पैथी आता नहीं है, केवल सिंपैथी आता है और एडवाइस देना आता है। तो केवल उन लोगों को मालूम होना चाहिए जिनको बिना मालूम हुए मतलब आपका ट्रीटमेंट अच्छे से नहीं हो सकता है। So that was a fantastic advice, and till now after 5 years,
very true
5 years, hardly anyone other than the family and doctor knows that what it is all about. And that has made a huge amount of difference, because I had very little chance to talk about it, and I was very less reminded that I had issue relating to my health. So one huge learning I had because of this. और जो आपने कहा वो बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है। ये जो लड़ाई है कोई भी दुनिया में, वो पहले माथे में जीता जाता है या हारा जाता है। माथे में अगर जीत गया तो फिर शरीर में जीतना उतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं है, और माथे में अगर हार गए, रही बात माथे में हारने की, तो हम एक बात जरूर कहना चाहेंगे वैसे लोगों के बारे में भी जो इतना ज़्यादा पॉजिटिव नहीं फील करते हैं, जिनको डर लगता है, जिनके साथ डिप्रेशन है, वो भी एक रियलिटी है। हर आदमी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी के साथ एक जैसा रिस्पॉन्स नहीं कर सकता है। और हम लोग क्या होता है उस हालत में उनको इतना एडवाइस देने लगते हैं कि एक तो बीमारी से ग्रसित है वो ऑलरेडी, और उसको लगने लगता है कि उसके कुछ ने गलती कर दिया, उसने he is suffering from a guilt. So all those who come across anyone who is in crisis and he is not feeling very strong, instead of being suggestive or opinionated, I would say that being empathetic towards it is more important. And that makes a huge difference. उसके सोचने का तरीका में बहुत परिवर्तन आता है, और सिंपैथी और एडवाइस से बहुत कम परिवर्तन होता है। अगर आप उसके बगल में केवल खड़ा होके और बोलिए कि ठीक है आप जो महसूस करते हैं that is all right, that makes a huge difference.
Very well.
Or, and second point is the doctor and healthcare professionals. आज हमारे सारे लोग इस बात को रिकॉग्नाइज करने लगे हैं कि कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है। मैं अपने व्यावसायिक कारणों से लगभग 70 देश में डॉक्टरों से मिल चुका हूँ। बीमार पड़ने के पहले वर्ल्ड के कम से कम 50 टॉप ऑन्कोलॉजी हॉस्पिटल को मैंने देखा हुआ था। मैं नहीं जानता था कि मुझे भी ऑन्कोलॉजी प्रॉब्लम से ये होगा। मतलब जब मैं 53 साल में डायग्नोस हुआ मेरा, तो उसके पहले मैं कभी हॉस्पिटल के बेड पर लेटा भी नहीं था। पहली बार लेटा तो कीमोथेरेपी लेने के लिए लेटा। तो दैट्स हाउ लाइफ इज ऑल अबाउट। लेकिन मैं ये जरूर कहना चाहूँगा कि मुझे हमेशा आश्चर्य होता था क्यों हमारे देश में लोग डॉक्टर को पीटते हैं। दूसरे किसी भी देश में मैंने ये नहीं देखा कि डॉक्टरों को मारा जाता हो अगर किसी भी तरह का प्रॉब्लम हो। अमेरिका में भी पेशेंट नेग्लिजेंस से मरता है, यहाँ तो नेग्लिजेंस बाद की बात है। छोटे छोटे ट्रिवियल इश्यूज पर हम लोग 2 साल पहले तक देखते थे कि भाई हेल्थ केयर प्रोफेशनल को पीट देना कॉमन बात है। अब हमको समझ में आया है कि उनका रोल कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है, एंड हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट इट इज फॉर ए प्रोफेशन। एंड एनी प्रोफेशन विल प्रोग्रेस ओनली फॉर 2 reasons. One is it should certainly compensate a person. The earning opportunity should be very good, and it should command respect. रही बात अर्निंग अपॉर्चुनिटी की, तो डॉक्टर से ज्यादा बेटर प्रोफेशन है पैसा कमाने के लिए। अगर डॉक्टरों का प्रोफेशन सबसे पैसा कमाने वाला होता तो दे वुड हैव बीन द रिचेस्ट पीपल। दे आर नॉट। व्हाई पीपल कम, बेस्ट ऑफ द टैलेंट कम्स इनटू द मेडिकल प्रोफेशन बिकॉज ऑफ द रिस्पेक्ट this position commands. Unfortunately, in last few years, that has been going very, very down. And the desire to become doctors amongst the professionals was going down. Every responsible person, those who have used the services of medical professionals, should be very, very careful in terms of treating them well, and they should also do their piece of word of mouth in terms of creating environment and positive feeling about medical professions. And that's how I would once again tell that Dr. General Singh ने कहा कि डॉक्टरों ने जो और मेडिकल प्रोफेशन के लोगों के प्रति इनका सम्मान बढ़ गया। मेरा उस व्यवसाय में होने के बावजूद जो सम्मान था वो सब कम से कम 100 गुना बढ़ गया जब मैं BMT में से 16th डे बाहर आया, because it is all much beyond money and price tags what they do, and any word is not sufficient to actually recognize the contribution of medical professionals or anyone who is associated in terms of keeping a sick person recover or a sick person reducing his pain and agony.
Thank you.
That someday other I will tell the details about my journey. But it was fantastic listening to you.
Thank you for showing your gratitude towards doctors and healers and maybe caregivers and counselors and all those people who make life easy for somebody who's going through a difficult journey. Maybe it's cancer or many other chronic illnesses. Thank you for showing your gratitude. We have next question from Dr. Bhatnagar. My question to CP Singh sir: how can one remain motivated in case of severe pain and discomfort during cancer treatment? Because I feel depression is to some extent proportionate to amount of pain and extent of morbidity. I'm extremely sorry. I got a call from CP Singh ji. There is some network failure in his area. So he will join shortly in a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, we can continue the session and we'll then take Dr. Bhatnagar's question next. So if you have any questions, anything you want to share, please, as our other healing circles, please share.
Let's all give a big applause to General C.P. Singh. He is a great warrior in uniform and otherwise, both.
Yeah.
Great.
And especially today, as you know, some of you are already a part of some of the WhatsApp groups, and we were having this conversation around conquerors and the journey which we all go through, and some of the learnings which I received in last few days. I would like to share that a role of family members. When I was talking to conquerors and I asked them what healed you, what helped you. When they were children, they had cancer, or maybe young people who had cancer when they're working. So as I shared, the common thing was, and not just India, but I spoke to a couple of people from abroad as well. And they said that when our doctor gave us hope, that mattered a lot. When we had a good family support all the time with us, they were our go-to people, it mattered a lot. When we knew what changes to make in our lifestyle, it mattered a lot. So they said that the role which medicine plays, the equal role society also plays in somebody's recovery, equal role family members plays, how much motivated you are in terms of how much courage you have. And I'm connecting this back to Dr. Gauri's question, where she says that when somebody is in pain, and today we got 2 calls when the patients are in immense pain, they are at end of life. And how can, when we send so many messages on the WhatsApp, be courageous, be hopeful. And I think that I am reading messages every day on this group, but my patient, my family member is pain, or she is not even responding. How can I be hopeful, or how can I be in comfort in this time? So so CP Singh ji, again getting back to you on the same question, that when somebody is in immense pain and suffering, how can they be motivated in those times?
Ripple, yes, it is a very challenging task when the person is undergoing the pain and तुम उसको ज्ञान बांटने लगो. But firstly, if you keep him occupied in certain other things, with the matters which, things of his interest, then it diverts his attention. If the mind is khali, you're all the time focusing on the pain, and the people around are also talking about pain. Talk to him about better things in life, things which good moments where he had enjoyed earlier. That is one thing. And secondly, have faith in God. How you can connect with God. Everybody has got different methods, different systems, different views on that. But whatever form religion or deity or whatever you follow, but have in faith, tell that, God will take care of you. And I am a eternal positive chap. I'll just share a dialogue from Shah Rukh Khan in one of the movies. I don't know, I'm forgetting the name, where he says कि हमारी जिंदगी जो है हिंदी फिल्मों की तरह है दोस्त. हमारी जिंदगी हिंदी फिल्मों की तरह है जिसमें हमेशा हैप्पी एंडिंग होती है. अगर हैप्पी एंडिंग नहीं है तो सोच लेना अभी इंटरवल है, फिल्म अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त.
Very well said, very well said.
फिल्म अभी बाकी है. ऐसे नहीं सोचना कि बस आज तो एंड हो गया. एंड तो हैप्पी एंडिंग ही होगा. सो अगर कोई कष्ट जीवन में आया है तो दैट शैल आल्सो पास, एंड एवरीथिंग विल बी ऑल राइट.
Very true. Thank you for sharing that. Film abhi baki hai. So and somebody asked this question to me, that what helps in cancer recovery. So I would share based on my experience, learnings, and the scientific research which we do. And of course talking to many other conquerors as well, that when I ask them what do you think that helped you in your journey, because I see many last stage patients also surviving from cancer, and sometimes second stage patients dying from the disease. So if I say a combination of things, so one is of course medical treatment, what your doctor says, follow that. Second is nutrition, anti-cancer diet with right supplements and right amount of nutrition, that only onco-nutritionist who is expert in cancer can decide. So nutrition is another medicine. Food is medicine. So what you put in your body. So whatever inputs we are getting from outside in our body, be it medicine, be it food, be it emotional and mental thoughts. Thoughts are also inputs to our body. And third pillar of wellness is strength and immunity. So if like like CP Singh ji said that even when he was isolated in the room, he was walking and doing a bit of exercises, because he knows that how important this is in your recovery. And I'm sure other conquerors who are here, they also agree with this, that fitness and a little bit of exercise plays very important role, so that you stay away from the diseases. And once you have disease, of course, it's very important role which plays in your recovery. So as medicine is important, these things are also very important. The fourth thing which comes is emotional and mental wellness. So there's no scientific 100% surety that assurance that stress always leads to cancer, but a survey says that more than 90% of people shared that when they were diagnosed with cancer, they were having some kind of difficulties in their life, maybe bad relations, or losing their job, or some or other kind of things were going on. So it's very important that we address that issue as well, and talk to maybe your family member, a go-to person, talk to a counselor, talk to a psychologist. It's totally okay. So I was having a call with a caregiver from Pakistan 2 days back, and she said that, Dimple, I was the one who was taking care of my mom. Mom survived again last stage cancer with no hope of recovery. Mom survived, but she says that when I was taking care of mom and being small, she was the youngest in the family, but she had that brave face in front of everybody, but she needed the counseling, and she went to the psychologist, and she is feeling very good about it that she went. I said, what was your stress? And she said that society was not supporting, or the relatives was not supporting. They were saying that let her go, this is her last time, why are you doing this and that, focus on your job, focus on this and that, get married and all. So she said that I went for the counseling, and I came over it, and my mom is doing well, I am married. She just few months back she got married, and mom did it happily. So emotional mental wellness is very important, that you address those deep issues which might have triggered this cancer or any other disease in your body. The fourth one is creating that environment, be it your workplace or your home, having that positive environment. And there are certain things which you can replace in your home and office to create that healing environment. And the last one is community support, so sharing love and support with other people, like this healing circle we all are a part of. What we are doing is sharing our experiences, because patient and caregiver says that healing circles or the healing journeys, when we share with each other, this is what inspired them a lot. Because when they see CP Singh ji has gone through the journey, has recovered, why can't I? This 14-year-old girl has recovered from last stage cancer, why can't I? And that's where we can connect with each other and get inspired, get motivated, and share our learnings with each other. So it's important to have support, be it your family or friends or doctors or community or anybody, and that's what we are trying to create. So this is according to me as the ingredients in the process of recovery in your cancer journey. Sorry if I even spoke for a long, yeah. So
Perfect.
so please, any questions are welcome.
Thank you, Dimple. Very well summed up. You all that. I can just add one thing. Even if the person is on the last stage and he's left all hopes, and he feels that it's time to go, and everything tried, not worked, just remember, miracles do happen in this world, and there could be a miracle. Keep your hopes alive. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll keep it open for next 1 minute if there are any questions, and then we'll close today's circle with a minute of silence.
I'll share my contact details in case somebody wants to talk to me or contact me. I'm always available at any point of time. I'll just share my contact details. Can you just enable the presentation from the host?
Yes.
Screen sharing.
First few slides of his presentation.
Screen sharing.
Sorry, what should I do?
The screen sharing should be enabled. It is disabled from your side.
Okay, just
I'll put it on the screen, that telephone numbers and other things.
Can I share your number here? Is it okay?
Yeah, you can share on your side.
Just a second, I'll just
share. My website, and through the website, all links are there for any social media platform, and the telephone numbers are also there on the website. So I would say it is www.majge and majorgeneralcpsingh.com. Simple. मेजर जर्नल का शॉर्ट फॉर्म होता है MAJGEN CP Singh.com. You'll come to the website, and from there, telephone numbers, address, all email ID, all the social platform links are there. So
Yes.
kindly connect with me anytime you have a problem. I'll love to help whatever possible small way I can. Thank you, Dimple.
So much, and thank you so much everyone for creating this space for all of us who are going through the journey, who have gone through the journey, because at the end what heals us is when we heal together in the community. So we do healing circles every Sunday, 5 to 6:30, and this is the space which is created by all of us for everyone else as well. So today on this National Cancer Conquerors Day, I wish you, all of you, many congratulations, and thank you for being with each other in these crucial times. Thank you all the doctors, thank you all the survivors and caregivers and healers and many other volunteers who are in this journey, want to contribute, helping many other people going through the similar journey, because it's such a sacred, such a beautiful space virtually created by all of you. I feel personally very much connected to healing circles every Sunday. I look forward to Sunday's calls and again connecting with all of you. I see Atulji is smiling because he said that, I mean, I just read his feedback somewhere that all of a sudden healing circle has been like a family, and I look forward to every Sunday. So Atulji, do you want to share something? I am just unmuting you.
No, I would like to thank you, Dimple, for creating this healing circle, and of course Major General CP Singh for sharing his journey. I can correlate his journey to mine as well, because I am also a 3-time conqueror. So yeah, all the things that he shared is quite inspiring, and it will continue my journey like that with his inspiring words today.
Yeah, you can all unmute yourself.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, and then say what you want to say in last 1 minute. You can all unmute yourself.
Thank you, Neraji. I can see you in the picture.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Dimple ji.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Not be able to have a moment of silence this time, because thank you, Dr. Kamal, for joining us. Take care, everybody. Thank you. Bye.